Hey guys, in this video we are going to be talking about Appalachia. It's where I was born and raised, as many of you know, and I've kind of teetered from making some of these videos and I want to get back into it. I have notes like I usually always do if I'm doing like a sit down and talk with me video. It tries to help me stay on track and keeps me from like my mind wandering, that's the intention, but if you've watched my videos, I tend to wander sometimes with my thoughts and I just dropped those. But what I was also going to say is ignore the covering that I have over my windows. I need to get curtains for them. I did have like a bamboo thing that come down because there's 3 windows out here. And they were old, and over time, so we got rid of them. And then like it's winter and it's cold, so we have blankets covering the windows so that it doesn't let in too much air. That within itself may be an Appalachian thing. I'm not sure if they do that other places. I'm sure they do. Trying to keep the cold out and the heat in. So that, just ignore that, that one. This one is like the solid color blanket though. That one over there is like a Halloween blanket. And this one over here is like, I don't know, I think it might have football stuff on it. So I'm in front of the one that at least looks somewhat natural. And we are coming to you live from my living room. I've added this light, which you can see the reflection in my glasses here and there. But it's to make the video better, I think, because it's kind of dark out here. I'll say out here because this is like my add-on to my house, so that's what I refer it to as like out here. But anyways, okay, so I wanted to start out with like obviously Appalachian things, and I'm gonna bounce around because my notes are kind of all over the place and I didn't rewrite them to make them in order, and I want to talk about different things and you know, just like give you guys some information about Appalachia because I think it's a wonderful place. And as I've stated before, I think people really have like a misunderstanding about it because there's a lot of stuff out there about Appalachia that is not very accurate or informative or even really polite to the Appalachian ways or the Appalachian people. It's very mixed up. So some things that I wanted to go with is like remedies and things that we do in Appalachia. Like if you're sick or things like that, things that we use naturally that we can grow or find locally to cure it or treat it instead of, you know, medicine or going to the pharmacy or things like that. So one of the things that I think is really cool that probably other people don't know about is you can take an onion and you can, depending on what you have, you can slice it open and leave it like sitting in your room if you're sick. Or if you just want to cleanse the air. Obviously onions smell, so it's not like the most fragrant. It is very fragrant, but it's not like the most pleasant fragrance that you want to have around, but it works. It pulls it out. You can take, and this is done in infants, and I've seen it done in adults as well, but you know how fussy infants are and children and toddlers and stuff. You slice the onion up and you put the slice directly onto the foot, and then you put a sock over it. And then overnight they sleep, and in the morning the onion is like dried out. Sometimes it's discolored. You can do the same thing with like a potato, and it pulls the sickness out. Now I have seen potatoes actually turn like a purplish color from doing this, but it actually does work. I'm not saying you're gonna wake up completely better and healed, but it's like lessened the load of the sickness. It's drastically changed it. Another thing with sliced potatoes is you can slice potatoes and put them on sunburn, and it actually pulls the heat out of the sunburn, so it is not as strong, it's not as red, it doesn't burn as bad. It really helps. And like, who doesn't have like a couple potatoes around the house, right? Another thing, like this one I want to touch on, but like when I wrote it down, I wanted to get more information like from my mother who's made it before. But poke salad is something that grows naturally and you have to find it and stuff, but now you can only use it within a certain time frame of its growth. You can't use it once it's fully grown. You can't use it, you know, like too early. You have to use it at a very specific time. And you chop it up, and pretty much it's like okra. Like you fry it like okra, bread it, fry it, season it, whatever, like okra. And it has like a similar taste to okra, but it's not something that I don't think a lot of people know about. That's random. It's not really like a health benefit, because here we go back to another health one. But elderberry is something that's very popular, especially during the winter time. It is something that is sold in all different kinds of forms. People make it locally. Pharmacies have it actually where they buy it locally and they sell it locally here. You can probably order it off Amazon and stuff. I've just never had to because it's always local. It does not taste the best in my personal opinion, or if you ask my children, but it works. It's great. It takes places of lots of medicines, but it helps with your immune system, so you can take it to like build up your immune system and stuff. When COVID was a big thing here, that was something that was going around, like you couldn't hardly find elderberry anywhere. People were making it fresh and selling it instantly. People were learning how to make it and how to handle it and how to do it to make the syrup. So you can make syrups, you can make gummies, you could, like it's all kinds of ways. But that one is something. And also, if you guys are chronically sick or you have chronically sick children, I don't mean like, I mean like if they get a cold a lot or they get the flu easy or they get something like that easily, elderberry is definitely something to look into. Do your research on it, of course. I'm not a doctor, I can't give that kind of advice, but I'm just saying it's something to look into. It's very helpful. To change the pace, well, I guess I'll skip to this one because this one's kind of sassafras also is something that you can use for aches and pains. And then we'll come back to this one. So obviously you guys have seen my other videos and it snowed here a lot. Probably not as much as other places, but a lot for here. We haven't seen snow like this in years. And in fact, I actually haven't seen snow to this magnitude in quite a while. But snow cream is something which we didn't do it this year because I've heard a lot of different things about snow. And this was kind of, you never want to use the first snow to do this with anyways. Which, besides like light dustings, this is pretty much the first snow we've had this year. So we did not make it this time. However, you can make it lots of different ways. Now, I personally think that if you know it's going to snow and you leave like a clean bowl out, maybe like, on the edge of your porch or like somewhere where it will catch the snow, catch it like that. Some people do scrape it off of stuff, like off the top of your car, or off of other stuff. I'm not really sure. I just feel like that's not super clean either. So it just really, it's your preference or however you would like to do it. You can always just leave a bowl out, let it fill up with snow. People make it different ways, but this is how I personally make it. I had never made it till I was an adult, never had it till I was an adult. Actually met my husband, and a few years ago, we decided to make it for our kids for the first time because I had never done it. I thought it'd be fun. The kids loved it. They thought it was great, like the snow and eating it and stuff. So obviously you get clean snow, and then condensed milk, vanilla extract, and then you can choose to put sugar or not. And that's literally how simple it is. For me personally anyways. There is other options, obviously other ways to make it. I don't really think it's much more difficult than that or varies different from that specific recipe or whatever. But that's how easy it is. So to talk more about, like, I guess the next couple things are kind of like food based. Things about Appalachia is canning, because this time of year makes you think about it because you're like pulling out cans that you have canned, cans you have canned, but you can actually, a lot of people around here do it usually, and they usually make like a whole canning party out of it. Your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law, your uncle, like everybody's together, your grandma, everybody, and then cans, and everybody kind of takes out of it. Like, if you grew green beans and you had a really good time with it this year, you bring the green beans. And if somebody else had a really good time with corn, they bring the corn. Like everybody brings kind of something, and you can can together. It is a full-on process. I have not ever canned on my own. It's something that I would love to dabble in, but I have not. But you can and stuff like that can last years, and it's fresh and it's good. Like green tomatoes. My mama actually, she would fry sausage and then can that. I saw a thing where somebody canned bread. I don't know how that works, or if it works, or if it was just like one of those things you see on the internet, that doesn't make any sense, because to me it seems like it'd be a little bit difficult with like the condensation and stuff, but I don't know. That option saves you a lot of money. It is really expensive to start canning, like in the beginning, like when you first start up, and honestly every year when you gotta buy like more jars and stuff like that, it is expensive, but it works out in the end, because you think of how many times you go to the store and you buy green beans or in a can, or buy them frozen or whatever, and you buy carrots and corn and potatoes. You can can potatoes. Like when you buy all that stuff, and when you think about it, if you had it canned and it was fresh from your garden or your neighbor's garden or whatever, it saves you money, and it's so much better for you. And it tastes a lot better too. One thing that I have recently started learning about, that now I don't know if this is an Appalachian thing or not, is beef tallow, which is like beef fat. And it's really good for you in different ways. It's good for you to consume. It's good for you to use on your skin, which that one kind of, to me, it sounds a little out there. Could you imagine wiping beef fat on your face? But if it works, it works. It's something that I am currently looking into and seeing about and stuff. But now I do know that you can use it like in place of, like a lot of people around here use Crisco or lard, which I think, yeah, but, you know, like reuse bacon grease or sausage grease or whatever, to cook with, which I think the beef tallow is like, you can use that in place of that olive oil or something like that. We have made some dramatic changes to some of the things that we do, and so I've tried to find healthier ways. You know, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to be better for my diabetes. I'm trying to be better for my children and help them eat better and everything. But I have looked into the benefits of beef tallow, and it is incredible if it's true. The only thing is that I have seen that it is a strong texture, not texture, a strong taste. So, you know, we like to grow anything that we can ourselves, find somebody locally that can do it for us. Or we like to buy locally. Like you guys heard me talk a lot about the local fruit stand. I love it. I hit it up often. It's great. I got a message. Let's see. It's probably not important. It's not. But we like to do that, you know, and there's a lot of locally owned places that do that here too, that sell a lot of local, grown things, a lot of locally made things. Like a lot of people around here crochet, they make quilts, they a lot of people around here like to be self-sufficient. They like to grow their own stuff. They like to make their own butter. They like to, that's another thing that I really wish that I had done. And like, it's definitely a goal, is to finish my fence for my field and have some goats to make, you know, like goat butter, or have goat milk, like all this stuff, you know, like I want to do that too. I would love to have like a mini homestead. That is what I think would be honestly a fabulous idea. Could you honestly just like stop for a second and think about how many times you go to the store, and then think about at least reducing that by like 30%, 50%, 100%. Some people do, but I don't expect to be to 100%. I don't even really expect to be at 50%, but like, I'm not a huge fan of chickens. This is kind of random, but that's one thing, is like the chickens, because I buy brown eggs, and then I buy like the ones that are like farm raised or whatever, or I try to buy from like around here, but you know, you're already in the store and stuff. That's another thing that I need to stop doing. But could you imagine? Realistically, I'm a family of 5 and everybody loves eggs. I'm not a huge egg person, but I use eggs in stuff a lot, and then my family loves eggs. So I know that that would be a good investment, you know, to have a couple laying hens, and then that saves money. And then you just go and you collect eggs. You could probably make a couple bucks off the eggs too. Like if you started having more than what you would need to consume, you know, you can sell the eggs too. A lot of people around here do this. I saw there's one on one of, like where my sister-in-law lives on her road. There is the cutest little chicken shack. That's what I call it. I don't really know what it has, like a chicken on it, and like you lift it up and there's eggs in it. And then I guess you just leave the money. I haven't actually stopped. It's what it says on it. Anyways, I think that's adorable. I love that idea. And then, you know, that brings some extra money. You could sell like goat milk. If you had goats, you could make goat butter or whatever. Do you call it goat butter? I don't know. But you can make lotions and stuff like that. It just would be so nice to have some self-sufficiency. I love that. A lot of people around here do that. A lot of people around here, you can probably find somebody like with I know that everybody has like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. I'm telling you, the people around here, you post something and somebody's got it around here. Somebody has those eggs. Somebody has that milk. Actually, I'm part of some groups that have it, like it's Homestead and stuff with my town and stuff. So people's got it. They're rehoming and moving around farm animals and stuff all the time. So it's something to look into. The only thing that I don't think I could do, I'm not sure how I would do it, is we did have pigs for a while, and I'm not really sure what the point of that was, because we ended up with pigs that we didn't actually know what they were. But I'm not quite sure that I could raise them and take care of them and then slaughter them. if it come down to it, you know, you have to do what you have to do, and that would be another self-sufficient thing, but I'm just not sure that I would be necessarily cut out for that. But people make pottery here. We do have a local thing that shows natural techniques of how to make stuff the Appalachian way, I guess you could say, like weaving baskets, woodworks, pottery. I don't know where that left off, I'll be honest. I had to completely reset up a little thing that it stands on. It's not dead, it just kind of freaked out, cut me off, and like flipped over. I don't know if you could see this last time, but this is like a little, that is a sound box, and that little white thing is there's a couple of them that goes across through there. You can see one right there. It's the little singing snowman for Christmas. I still haven't taken those down, so just in case if you see those and you're like me and your nose and you want to know what things are in the background, that's what that is. So anyways, I'm going to try my best to wrap this video up without rushing it, in case my thing decides it wants to do that again, because I'm going to try to make another video after this video and then like have them staggered upload so that I'm not rushing to upload every day. But anyways, I hope that I didn't like just, I know that I cut off while I was talking, but I hope that I kind of summed up what I was talking about before that. But the next thing I was going to talk about is I want to make like a cooking video. I want to make like Appalachian foods. I don't know if that makes sense or if that sounds crazy stupid, but I want to make stuff like that. I want to make stuff, you know, like I want to make pinto beans and cornbread. I want to show you how we would eat it. I want to make coleslaw. I want to make stuff like that. I want to do biscuits and gravy. I want to make, like, what do you guys want to see? That's what I want pretty much. Like, I want you guys to tell me what you would like to see. If you want me to make spaghetti, I'll make spaghetti. I know that's not really Appalachian, but I'll do it. You know, I enjoy cooking, and so that's fun for me. I'm planning on, the only thing is the way where I live, my kitchen is really small and it's like at a weird angle, so I don't know how well that's going to come out there or if I need to go like somewhere else to cook, but that's something to figure out if people are interested, which I think that it would be kind of fun. My videos are kind of picking up a little bit better than they have. I've started my YouTube channel actually posting on it about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago. But I've actually been consistent the past few months with keeping it up, and I really enjoy it and I really make it a thing now. So I'm hoping things will pick up. But one thing that I have here is like, we are always trying to feed you. Even if we're not at home, we're going to try to feed you. Like, we go out, you know, like, are you hungry? Do you want to go out to eat? But if you're out here, I'm going to ask you if you're hungry. I'm going to try to make you something. I'm going to try to feed you. And my granny done that literally until she died. She wanted to feed you. And if you refused to eat, oh, she didn't get over that. That was so insulting. She just couldn't. You know, you don't eat before you go to Granny's house. You know, I know you guys have heard me talk about her before. She was the absolute best woman that I ever knew, and probably will ever know. But she cracks me up still thinking about her and stuff, like just the memories and everything. But she would absolutely just give you so much about, you know, not eating at her house. She'd be like, oh, do you just not like my food? Do you don't think it's good enough for you? Oh, am I nasty? And then eventually you just gave up and you ate, and then she was satisfied. That's all she wanted you to do was eat, and she just keeps on and keeps on. So, and real quick, I wanted to tell a story because I thought that it's funny, and I think you guys will think it's funny too. She had COPD and emphysema. That's obviously not the funny part. She struggled with it for a long time, and she was on oxygen and stuff. And I don't know if you guys have been around somebody that has emphysema and or COPD, but they have spells where they can't breathe very well. Things happen in their lungs. Everybody's different, I guess, but pretty much they can't breathe. And so periodically we'd have to call 911 to help her, you know, assist her and stuff. But when it got close to her time, it become more frequent. So this is like leading in the months before she passed away. And I'm talking like this woman was literally going, and she was comfortable with it. Let me say that first. She was comfortable. She knew where she was going and all that stuff. But the thing is that it's funny to me, because this sounds so horrible that I've told you it was funny and then I've said this, but is she wasn't work. She called work. So we had to call 911. She was having a spell. She couldn't breathe. The paramedics show up, and stuff, and they kind of start assisting her, and like she's not worried about her. She's not worried about anything except for the fact that she doesn't have food to offer them. She's like, I need to cook for you guys. You guys need to eat. You guys come out, and like it's dinner time, and I've made you miss your dinner, and like she's trying to cook for them. And then she's getting offended because they don't want her to cook for them. They're like, no, ma'am, please let me help you. Let me take you to the hospital. Let's get you evaluated. Let's see what's going on. Get you to feeling better. And she's like, no, I need to go in there and I need to cook for you and I need to feed you. And why won't you eat here? Why won't you eat my food? What is going on? Like, I need to go cook. And she's like, I pulled you away during dinner time. So you should be having supper right now. And she was like trying to cook for these people. And that's just like how she was anyways, like always worried about other people. But that is like the root of like literally how we are, because we want to feed you every time we see you. But she was like so set on feeding them that they had to promise her that they would come back on another day when she was feeling better to eat with her, because she was so upset. She didn't want to go anywhere. She was like, and they're like, ma'am, you called me. I'm here to help you. And she's like, yeah, but I want to feed you. And then the last thing that I have on here is something that we call party line. Well, a lot of people call party line, and it's actually still a thing. It's a little bit different than it was, obviously, but I remember, oh my goodness, I remember staying at my other set of grandparents' house, my Mama's house and Papa's house, and the first thing you hear of a morning, first of all, you hear my Papa. You hear my Papa before you hear anybody else. Get up, make coffee, and you hear him tinking around in there, and then he'd sit down at the table, and you'd hear party line turn on. I'm talking, it's dark outside, and you would hear party line. And it's like local things, and it's crazy. It's so funny. And I haven't heard party line in a long time, but I do know that they do a lot of the things still. It's a radio station. And it's like local people, and like used to, and still you can, but it's different, times are different, but you could call in. But the thing about it is they put you on air. They would put you on air to sell your stuff. And it's just funny just hearing like old real country people on there saying, yeah, I got a bed for sale. And it's real nice. And it's only been slept on 4 times. And I bought it down there at the Big Lots or whatever. And it's just funny to hear people come on there and say that. And some people try to sell some weird, wild stuff. But it was just like the start of every single day for him. And they do still have it. It's now more or less like just for news and stuff, but they do sell stuff on it still. It is one person, though. Instead, I don't think they let you like go on there anymore. They take your information and stuff, take a message from you, and then they go and they relay it. And then like obviously your number, just like then your number is in there. And they're like, hey, if you want this brand new grill, this gas grill, you just call Shirley at this number. And she's wanting $50 for it or something. Like, that's how they do it now. But it was just funny listening to all that and people advertising stuff. It was great. But I'm going to end this video and hopefully record another video and have better luck with my thing. But I hope to see you guys in the next one. I hope that you guys keep coming back. If you are here and you've made it this far in the video, please like it. I want to know that you're seeing it. Leave me a comment. If you are here and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps out. The likes really help out. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers. If I can reach 1,000 subscribers, I think that's one of the goals for being monetized, which I'm trying to do. So help your girl out, and I'll see you again.